This is why creating good habits in your dog is essential for behaviours like reactivity, lead pulling, and even things like jumping up at you at home. Hi, I'm Jacob from Positively Pawsome. I'm a dog trainer and behaviourist, and on here we talk about training tips, behaviour advice, and enrichment ideas for your dog. Now, today we are talking about the importance of habit. Now, dogs are really driven on habit. The more they do something, the more likely they are to do it. And a lot of the time, albeit not always, if we can prevent something from happening, it does just stop. There's three core things at play here when we look at why habit is so essential in the dog. The main one probably is what's called neuroplasticity. This is the idea of the brain continuing to do what it's always done. It's the reason that sprinters are so fast out the blocks is because they practice so often. Now the brain gets used to firing the same neurons in the same way every single time that they do it. Imagine you approach a field and there's a path that's already trodden. It's much easier for you to go down the path that's already trodden and go and decipher your own one. But if you were to go and tread your own path every day, a new path would emerge and potentially you would start to go down that one and the old path would start to become overgrown. And it's only really when it was fully overgrown that you would forgotten that exact path that you went down. If it got 70 to 85% overgrown and you went back to the old path, then you would be able to reintroduce that behaviour again. The dog's brain and our brains actually work in a very similar way. If you always do it this way, that's the way you'll always do it. If you always do it this way, that's the way you'll always do it, until this one has been completely forgotten about. And that's neuroplasticity. Also goes without saying as well that reinforcement makes behaviour more likely to happen. We always think that reinforcement comes in the form of food or sometimes attention. The dog can find absolutely anything reinforcing. It can be barking, it can be jumping, it can be pulling. If they're having a whale of a time and they're enjoying themselves, then potentially that can be creating reinforcement for the dog. If we allow that reinforcement to happen every single day, we allow that bad habit to continue, then they're much more likely to want to continue doing it. Trying to make sure that we stop that reinforcement can be really helpful as well. And the last thing to consider really when we're looking at habit is routine. Dogs thrive off of routine. They work on a very simple idea. In this situation, I do this. In that situation, I do that. So change it. Don't allow the dog to do this in this situation. Take the dog into a different situation, or when they're in this situation, do something different. Pull out some different toy, throw something off in a different place. Changing it changes routine and it makes those behaviours less likely to happen. So, three things to take into account when we're looking at habit: neuroplasticity, what does the dog find reinforcing, and routines. Remember, the dog's really driven by routine as well. Have a look at all three of those things. If your dog's doing the same thing every single day and you want them to stop and you're not sure how to break the routine, to break the habit, then drop me a comment and I'll see if I can help you out.